शिरोधिनिवासिनि विष्णुविलासिनि जिष्णुनुते The sun no longer sets me free. I feel there's no place freezing me.
Take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left. Cause I've been blasting and laughing so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never crossed a man that didn't deserve it. Me be treated like a punk, you know that's unheard of. You better watch how you're talking and where you're walking, or you and your homies might be lying to chalk. I really hate the trip, but I gotta know. As they grow, I see myself in the pistol smoke. Fool, I'm the kind of G the little homies wanna be like, on my knees in the night, saying prayers in the street light.
Angels on the sideline, puzzled and amused. Why did Father give these humans free will? Now they're all confused. Don't these talking monkeys know that Eden has enough to go around?
If the sun refuses to shine, I don't mind. I don't mind. If the mountains fill in the sea, let it be. It ain't me. Got my own world to look through, and I ain't gonna copy you.
Amor, te voy a comprar un avioncito para volar en nuestra luna de miel. Amor, te voy a comprar un trencito para viajar en nuestra luna de miel. Escucha lo que dice al caminar. Nos cantan chipi chipi para bailar. Chipi chipi, chipi chipi. Aprende a bailar el ritmo del chipi chipi. Chipi chipi, chipi chipi. Aprende a bailar el ritmo del chipi chipi. Gózala, gózala. Así, aprende, negro. Amor, te voy a comprar un buquecito para navegar en nuestra luna de miel. Amor, te voy a comprar un trencito.
तो दीवाने अब मैं खुद बन गया दीवाना, मेरे हजारों दीवाने अब मैं खुद बन गया दीवाना। ये वक्त तुम पे आ जाए प्यार में तो ये गीत गाना।